King as Eze Ikemba one, Onyishi Alolakwo Aguishi, Eche ethnicity, River State, South Nigeria. By the special grace of God, I am a United Nations Royal Emperor of Peace and a global ambassador covering 328 countries. Here in Nigeria, I assumed office as the National President, National Association Surface Tank Oil and Gas Retailers of Nigeria, on the 24th of April, 2021. Having gone through the National Character Assessment of this great association, it became very important for me to visit the northwestern state and the northwestern region of this great nation in solidarity of my mandate as the administrative head of oil and gas surface tank retailers of Nigeria. However, I want to appreciate His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, for having given a swift attention to our letter of request for courtesy, which was referred to your Honorable Office for attention. I want to bless his office by the powers of God Almighty for more strength and wisdom to lead the people of Katsina State to their desired destination. I bring my solidarity and condolences to the people of Katsina State. I work with His Excellency, the most amiable and most resourceful, most human and most humble president this country has ever produced, in the memory of late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. In the spirit of recognition, I was the National Prayer Coordinator under his administration, and he was a father and truly an epitome of humility. So I pray that his soul will come not to rest in peace. However, this visit became very, very important based on the challenges faced by this great nation called Nigeria. The issues of unemployment, environmental degradation, challenges from adulteration of petroleum and gas products, hovering from illegal racketeering, illegal procurement, illegal refining, bunkering, pipeline vandalism, illegal refining that has characterized the regions of Niger Delta and has thrown us into comatose with infections and diseases, environmental degradation. Black soot has caused so much death within the Niger Delta region. The most important thing in Nigeria is, to every region, there is a peculiar challenges. And these challenges are based on our geographical location or environmental postulations. However, arriving Katsina State yesterday via the airport, I observed the high level of wind in Katsina State. In my life, this is my first time of coming to Northwest. Now I understand the peculiarity of the environmental challenges faced by the people of Katsina State, which is in line with the mandate of this great association. Under the federal grant assessment, we have to regulate the downstream sector of the oil and gas of the Nigerian economy that does with retailing of gas and petroleum products having the content of surface tank. Now, back in the days, nobody was allowed to retail petrol or gas in containers. There was a regulatory policy that allowed people to retail products in an approved surface tank, as we had it back in the days. But policies was broken down. Laws became ineffective because the agencies that were supposed to implement that policy became ineffective.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. The Permanent Secretary, Cabinet and Security Matters, Permanent Secretary, Political and Common Services, Director Administration, other senior colleagues of mine in this office who are here, the National President, His Excellency Professor Dr. Chief, if I may add Alhaji, and forgive me for not being able to mention all the honors, all the credentials that are attributed to you. Other members of his entourage, which I understand includes Chairman of the state chapters within the Northwest, other members of the Executive Council of the National Association of Surface Tank, Oil and Gas, and other members of his entourage. I say good afternoon and assalamu alaikum. My friends, gentlemen of the press. You see, in recent times, I have received quite a number of association and courtesy visit to this office, either to this office or on behalf of His Excellency, as I'm doing it now. But I cannot remember receiving a large crowd of entourage like this one. But I'm not surprised. The caliber of the national president is clearly being demonstrated here, and especially with the presence of the state chairman across. So, Mr. President, on behalf of His Excellency, who directed me to receive you on his behalf, his government and the good people of Katsina State, and my colleagues here in particular, we welcome you most fondly to Katsina. We appreciate your choice of Katsina for this historic visit, being the first ever in the Northwest. You have 6 other states as alternative to go, but you decided to come to Katsina. So this we appreciate, because you are making history, and I believe you are also making history in your life, being the first place to come in the North in your career. And we believe this visit will encourage you, will further give you the opportunity to visit other places, and also to find a way of collaborating with Katsina State government in this effort of yours, which must be supported by every sensible and responsible government. You see, we believe that the economy of any state or any nation is largely dependent upon private sector initiative. I always argue that 99.9% of the economy of either individual, community, state, and even nation depends on what the private sector, small, medium, and big, do. Because what governments as government do is only to provide enabling environment for this private sector to strive, to operate. Because they take care of, like I said, more than 99.9% of the population. The government only pays salaries to civil servants. If you take the percentage of the civil servant compared to the total population of the state, you find the figure is very negligible. The rest of the people depend largely on their means of livelihood from the private sector. I always give example of this state. The total population of those who receive salary, those who are paid from the government corpus, from local government to state, is not up to 100,000 out of 8 million people. The rest, 7.9 million, get their means of livelihood from the private sector. So you see, it is the private sector that is moving, that is going, because most of our places are rural. Most of our communities live in rural areas. So they don't earn salary. The figure that earns salary there is very, very negligible. Maybe while you have a primary school or a dispensary, how many people work in a primary school? How many people work in a dispensary from such communities? So they all depend on what is being done there. So you see, that is why this government, since we came into being, the governor has been doing all he can, the government has been doing all it can to ensure that the private sector is supported, either directly by government or by providing support for this private sector to access funds from other organizations, either CBN or other organizations in the country or even outside the country.